visited. You visited where? Omaha Beach. You visited Fort Pierce.
Yeah.
How was that with the breadth of knowledge that you have when you're down there?
It's incredible. It's there's nothing quite like going to the places that you're writing about. If I could have gone, I wish I could have gone to every single place that I wrote about. I've kind of made it a mental mandate for me. Future books, I'm never going to write about anything unless I go to the place. There's a way to Omaha. I mean, there's a way to all of Normandy, and I mean I'm not sure which point you should go to the cemetery at Omaha Beach. If you should go to the cemetery first before you go to the beachheads and before you go to all the battlefields and Pointe du Hoc, or if you should go see the battlefields and Pointe du Hoc and everything and then go to the cemetery. Either way, you're going to that cemetery and you're going to walk around it. And the one thing that you're going to see, and there's a poem by Robert Frost before you go into that cemetery, and it said something like, don't talk, just listen, just look, and note the dates on these headstones, and note how young they were, and they died for you. And it's overwhelming. And then to take that, and then to go see the places where all of these guys were. You see Dog Green, Dog Red, and all the beaches, and then you go to Pointe du Hoc. You can't even look over the cliffs. I mean, look, you see where these Rangers, they climbed up, the Germans at the top are cutting ropes, and they're throwing grenades, and they're leaning over the cliffs, and they're machine gunning them off the ropes, and still they came. And with the section that you read of Karnowski, he dropped his helmet in the water before the operation even started, before the ramp even dropped. He did not have a helmet, and he ran from. Where was he going to get a helmet? Everybody else needed their helmet. There's no other helmets to take, and he ran ashore and wasn't able to get a helmet for almost 24 hours. He finally found a helmet that wasn't attached to somebody that he was able to take. But, yeah.
And how about Fort Pierce?
Fort Pierce is really something. We can talk about Fort Pierce a bit later. There's recently went to Fort Pierce for their annual muster. And but, yeah, Fort Pierce was one of the first places I went. And I didn't quite understand, what the island was like, what the separation of Hutchinson Island was, because Fort Pierce is the actual town. It's on the mainland, where Hutchinson Island, that's what we that's what we call Fort Pierce. It's actually two separate islands. It's an intercoastal island that separates from the Indian River and the Atlantic Ocean. The Atlantic is kind of a crushing surf, and you can see all the rocks that are there. I mean, the idea of rock portage and everything like that, we always think of it as right there at the Hotel Del. Yeah, you get this fairy tale hotel, and these jagged, humongous, rocks. They have the exact same rocks right there at Fort Pierce, and they did the exact same rock portage. It was just as dangerous then as it is now. But you can see it. I mean, you can see. This is the birthplace. This is where it all happened. And it wasn't just the birthplace of, the NCDUs and the Scouts and Raiders, but it was the birthplace of, American special operations thinking. Everybody took a turn at Fort Pierce. Anybody who was going to do any sort of amphibious training, any special unit, was going to take a stop at Fort Pierce. The Rangers, the Army Raiders that went up the Cebu River on the Dallas. Everybody took a turn through Fort Pierce. It was the garden bed of special operations thinking at the time. So